Sally from Soul Purpose Communications here. Welcome. Hope you enjoy today's story. I'm going to talk about autumn. Seasons are changing here. I can already feel in the morning that it's a little bit colder. We still have hot days. There's a sense that summer is leaving. And even though we're not in full autumn, slowly some of the trees are changing colour, and slowly the leaves are beginning to get ready to fall off. I love this sense of slowing down. That since springtime we've been busy with growing and expansion, more light, longer days, more to do. Sense of, for me anyway, of going out into the world, physically being busy with my work, physically being busy with the garden, more connected to people. For me, spring and summer always feels like a sense of energy, of action and outward focus. When the autumn comes, I'm also slightly relieved because it gives me the chance to change gears and slow down and follow the rhythm of nature. So as the animals begin to gather what they need to see them over the winter, whether or not it's the squirrels with their nuts in their nests, or the bears making sure they can eat enough, there is a sense that the autumn slows down. The autumn energy changes, for me anyway, more inwards. The days are darker, they're shorter. Well, they're not actually shorter. There's still 24 hours in them. But they feel shorter. It's like in the really short days, it's dark by 3:30. There's a sense of, once it's dark, you kind of come home almost, which is absurd. There's still 24 hours in a day, but somehow the amount of light is less, and it gives me the feeling that the days are shorter, or somehow that there's less time, maybe. I don't know. As we approach autumn, I am doing one of my little annual traditions, which is making chutney using the fruit and veg from the garden. And I love doing this. It really reminds me of a sense of an old rhythm. It reminds me of connecting back to the earth and connecting to a rhythm which is beyond me. I love it. We'll make our chutneys early in autumn, so they have chance to ripen and mature in flavour, because at Christmas time we'll probably give quite a lot of them away as gifts. It's a way of passing forwards some of our bounty from this year, a way of passing forwards a little bit of flavour from the summertime. It's kind of sharing a bit of love as well. People love getting homemade chutney, and I love giving it. This year we had a bumper crop in the garden. I've made a mega amount of chutney, more than usual. I felt a bit guilty because I wondered if I'd made too much. And you might think, well, it's weird. How can you make too much chutney? It's going to last. I remember finding one jar of chutney stuck in the back of the cupboard that must have been about 7 years old. It tasted fantastic. The stuff's not going to go off. It was something else. I wondered whether or not it was right for me to deplete the resources of the planet. I wondered if it was right for me to take more than I needed. So for me then, making the chutney became a metaphor for a bigger question, which is how I use the resources of the planet, and how much of the resources I am able to share. As I looked at my jars lined up in their rows, that's what I was confronted with. Had I been too greedy? Had I only been looking after my own needs and forgetting a bigger picture? And actually at the moment I don't have an answer to that question. I'm still a bit gobsmacked that making chutney has brought about this question, because I don't know. It doesn't matter at the moment that I don't have an answer, but it is good that I'm made aware that we're connected. It's okay that I don't have an answer, but there is something about being connected, and that what I do can impact someone else, somewhere else. My chutney jars, they remind me that even though I'm here by myself in my kitchen making my chutney, that I'm not separate, and I'm not separated from everyone else. That even in the simple act of making chutney in the autumn time, that the mesh of connection, of responsibility to take care of each other and our planet is always there. As I put labels on my jars, these are the things that I'm thinking about, kind of smiling to myself, that something which appeared to be one of my normal yearly rituals has actually become something else, has become an exploration into connection, community. I think we can all do with more than that. We could all do with connection. Here's to chutney as the great channel of connection and communication. Come around and have some cheese. I'll give you some chutney. All right, it was lovely having you here today. Hope you enjoyed the story and look forward to being with you again. This was Sally for Soul Purpose Communications.